Oh, look at the action over there, dude.
Day 2.
Looks good to me. Let's see how cold it is. Oh, bro. It's actually colder than I thought.
You haven't made a white with pink tail yet?
Yeah, oh, I have a white with chartreuse, but I'm gonna try to throw this one first. A little morsel. All right, guys. First spot of the day, man. Wade fishing Arroyo City. Got the Bay Villain chartreuse color, the Yellow Hornet. Oh, spooked something there. On a 1/8 ounce Norton screw lock jig head. Mr. Eric's throwing a top water. That's that peanut, right? Oh, is that what that is? It's a Mansell knocker. There's a lot of mullet that's jumping in this little area, so this is a rattlesnake area for those of y'all that know. I'm gonna throw this lure for like 5-10 minutes, then I'll switch colors. I've always had luck throwing chartreuse colors with all this overcast conditions. Something bright, pink flash also. I'll probably throw that on. I also have top water in my bag, so we'll see what's up, man. We'll see what's up. Always keep your eyes looking around, man. If you guys see a wake, try to cast at it. And even if you think it's like mullet or something, it could be bait fish. A lot of the times the fish are right up behind that bait fish pushing it. We're about knee deep water. Ooh, oh, yes sir, yes sir. Coffee would be nice, bro. No, I'm good. Got bumped by something. I don't know if it was a mullet or what, but I haven't fished in a long time, so I got a little excited.
Quick tip for you guys, overcast conditions, I always like to throw something bright, something fluorescent, just to start off the day. If the fish don't want it, you can always switch to something else. So that's what I ended up doing, man. I was throwing the Yellow Hornet to start off the day.
Oh, it's a skip. It's a big ass skipjack. Yeah, that's why it freaking hit like that. Yeah, dude, I was like, dude, that's a big trout. This is like a weird wind, right, bro? It's like pushing, it's going this way. Because I wanted to work that shoreline, but I'm like, you can't, I mean, you can, but you would have to walk like, oh, we got it. The trout. It was already like right towards the end. The end. Gonna switch to this one right here, man. Pearl sand with that little chartreuse kicker. 1/8 ounce Norton screw lock. Cast it out there. Pop, pop. Let it sit. Pop, pop. That chartreuse tail should pop in the water. If not, we'll switch colors again. This lure pops, right? This one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That looks like a little slick right there, no? Or a long slick. Oh, I missed it. At least you got those inline hooks, because all my trout bars in my bag right now, they got the troubles. Now we're holding hands, bro. I'm scared.
Captain Jacob was making fun of us, man. I don't know why, but we all ended up just walking in the same area. We got like super close. So right here, I walked over to the right side of everyone, man. I always like to fish like towards the end, towards the end of the line that we can have to the right and to the left by myself. And that way I don't worry about crossing someone when I'm fishing.
Yeah, like Jacob said last year, I walked all the way that way and I came this way. And there's a big ass school of reds that in between that boat and us. Try to walk a little to the right here, guys. Push up against that shoreline and push up. We're a little too close to each other. Try to spread it out a little bit. Damn, he's going where I was gonna go. That boat. Dang, he's hauling ass too. Yeah, guys, whenever I wade fish, man, you always want to like spread out. And a lot of the times I like to go off towards or by myself towards one side, just because I talk a lot to the GoPro and I don't want people that come out to fish just to be hearing me talk all day. So I try to walk away from the crowd just a little bit. Try to find a spot and then just push it up by myself pretty much. So that's what I'm gonna do. This water's a little bit shallow, more shallow than where I was fishing before, so I have to keep my rod up just a little bit. We're less than knee deep water, rattlesnake area. For those of y'all that know where we're at, I haven't fished in the bay in about 2 months, man. So if I get a bite, or it feels like a bite, I'm gonna be setting the hook, so don't be making fun of me. But let's see what we can get here. Let's see what we can get on this wade. Come on. There's a lot of bait fish working. I think we got one of the guys hooked up to a baby trout. Jacob got a little trout too as soon as he got off the boat, and a skipjack, so no keeper trout or no keeper reds yet. Yeah, there's a lot of grass here, so we're gonna have to keep the rod up. One way to know if you're letting that lure drop a little bit too long is when you bring in that lure and there's a bunch of grass on it. It means you're ripping it through the grass, so just know that. If there's a bunch of grass on your lure, that means that you're picking up grass, so you might want to pick up your cadence just a little bit or try to rip it a little bit harder, that way it rips through that grass. Sometimes those trout and reds are literally right along that grass bed. Top water! Damn!
Yeah, I was pretty loud because Jacob was far away, but he ended up hooking up to a keeper redfish as well, man. throwing a big old top water around.
The beauty about fishing off to yourself on one side when you're weight fishing is that you have all of this area, so you can really cast to the left, cast to the middle, cast to the right. You really fan cast, really pick that area apart, and then once you find the fish, hopefully you walk into a group of fish, right? Then you split it up into a little bit more of a pizza, pretty much. You got left, middle, right, left, right here, middle, right, and then to the right. That's once you get on them. But usually what I like to do is I like to fan cast, walk kind of quick, try to cover some ground, and then once you get a bite or once you find the fish, then you really slow down and pick that area apart. So my GoPro just died. I don't know why. I had to take the battery out and swap it out, but anyway, Jacob's got like 2 or 3 blow ups on the top water. I think he's got 1 or 2 small undersized fish. So he brought up a good point to the guys to my left. He said, keep your rod up, try to work that top of the water column, because that's where the fish are feeding at right now. I do have a top water. I might switch it on in a bit once we get past all this floating grass, but for now I'm gonna cast the lure out there and keep my rod up and give it some constant retrieve, constant pops, see if maybe the fish are gonna bite, since it's gonna be on the top of the water column. You see a wake, man, cast at it. You never know. It might be a school of mullet, it might be nothing, might be a catfish just coming to the top, but you never know. It could be a little redfish or it could be a trout working some bait. So try to cast at the little ripples or little wake that you see, or some type of like a disturbance in the water, and try to cast it out there. Worth a shot. See how I'm really like fan casting? I could just cast it that way. Now I'm gonna cast this way. I think I ran into a mullet there. I felt the lure hit him. Yeah, it was definitely a mullet. But you guys are like, bro, he's giving all these tips, but he hasn't caught a fish yet. Hey, that's how it goes sometimes, man. That is how it goes. And you guys have been watching my YouTube for a while, so you guys know that sometimes we get lucky and we catch some fish. I'm just trying to give you guys some tips while I'm walking over here by myself. Maybe they want something dark. I've always had luck throwing fluorescent colors, bright colors, and overcast conditions. Maybe they want something dark, so we'll throw on like a purple right now. It's gonna have a mixture of the chartreuse and a mixture of the dark color. Let's make that switch right now, boys. So this is pearl sand. What's good about these lures is that plastic's pretty durable, man, so you can take it off later on during the day if the sun comes out or something, or you got different water conditions, fishing conditions, you can always flip it back on. So should I throw this one or the purple? I actually don't have the purple with the chartreuse that I thought I did, so let's throw on the red dragon, and now we'll throw on pink flash after. This is the third or second lure change of the day. Always switch it up, man. If you're not catching fish, switch up your color. This is a little bit darker, so it's gonna have a darker profile in the water. The red dragon, check that bad boy out right there. Yeah, Jacob's getting some blow-ups over there on top water, so I think I'm gonna try out that the top water, and even though it's got treble hooks, because I think we got out of that floating grass. So let's see.
Shout out to Sea Customs top water, man. Appreciate you hooking it up with this pink peanut top water.
I don't know if I got all that on video, but I had at least 4 blow-ups, but they're not committing to this top water, so I'm gonna cast this out there one more time, and if we don't get anything, we're gonna switch over to that little rig, see if I can make it real quick, because they're coming to that top water, and they're all been over there on that right side. They're coming to the top water, they're hitting it, and there's some good trout. I know one of them blew up like pretty good on it, but they're not like really committing to like taking the top water, if that makes sense. They're just kind of popping it up in the water. So I think if we have a little trailer behind it, they'll come in to see the top water, because they're coming to see it, and then they're gonna hit that top water.
So I switched over to a custom top water rig that I like to make it myself, man. You can go out and buy it yourself, but you can just make it for like $2 or $3. Just a top water with a little bit of leader line and a trailer behind it. But as you could tell, man, I was trying to go a little bit too fast just because I knew the fish were there. Did not tie a legit knot to the front end of that top water.
Then you got yourself a top water rig just like that, man. Of course, now Jacob's walking back to the boat, but I got to get at least 2 or 3 casts in real quick, man, before. And then you got your top water that still has a hook on it in front of it. So just in case you get hooked up, just in case a fish hits that top water, you're still gonna have those hooks. Maybe you can hook up to that top water. The only issue is once you have that top water with the hook might end up getting on the line, and then you're gonna keep getting snagged on the leader line that's right behind it. See, like that. See how the treble hook keeps getting on the line? So I'm gonna take off the treble hook then. That's funny, guys. As soon as I put on this rig that it took you like 5 minutes to make, Jacob's already picking up the boat. It's gonna come pick us up, but I'm gonna try to get 2 or 3 casts in. before he gets here. Because I know, man, they're hitting the top water. They're just not committing to it. If that makes sense. Much of a bite on just a regular jighead by itself. Normally, whenever people get on the boat and they go back to pick everyone up, I usually walk back as fast as I can. That way I'm not holding them up, but I did a lot of work on this rig, so I wanted to try it out. At least 2 or 3 casts. Broke me off, huh? Sure did. It sure did. Alright guys, this is crazy right here. So I got broken off, or I tied a horrible knot, and the fish took my lure. I'm gonna see if I can snag whatever was on there. You see it right there? Can you guys see the top water? Definitely a fish on there. Holy crap.
So I've seen videos of people catching fish on a topwater rig or on a cork after the fish breaks off the angler. This was the most bizarre thing that's ever happened to me. Never happened. That's crazy.
I should have freaking tied a lure on and snagged it. Definitely something on there. Dude, that was insane. My lines popped right here and I saw the topwater come up. I should have been smart and tied a hook on and throw it. I just didn't know if a fish was on it, like for sure. Definitely a fish was on there. Spot number 2, guys. Lost a few fish at that first spot. This spot's a little bit deeper and colder, so I'm going to switch over to a 1/4 ounce shakehead, and purple goblin is what I'm going to be throwing. Water's murky here, so I'm throwing purple with chartreuse. Different colors in the box just in case as well. And there's a lot of floating grass, so no top water. 1/4 ounce shakehead it is. Man, I love that sound. Your spider senses are tingling. Casting it out there and letting it drop, man, because we're in a little bit deeper water. But I'm getting a bunch of grass, so I think I'm gonna work it a little bit faster. It feels like it. A little red. I'll be a keeper. On the purple goblin. Nice, not even that big. One of mine, purple goblin.
Oh, the purple country stuff?
Yeah. What do you think? He's probably like 18, right?
It's been a while, man, since I've been fishing, so I know there's gonna be people that are gonna be making fun of me. This one was right at 19 and a half, probably 20 inches, but I ended up releasing it. Solid redfish on the purple goblin.
Let's tighten your drag a little bit there, bro. That's good. Nah, bro, it's small. My drag was too loose. I'll be a keeper. Looks like it. It's been a while. Nah, it might be short and fat, right? Short and fat. One more cast. Let's see, there's another trout there. You're like, damn, even worse, bro. $400 later.
So that was the last trout at that spot. We walked over to the boat and we moved over to like a completely different spot, man. There was a time when we were driving around on the boat. We were up on the tower. We were trying to find redfish, but we didn't see anything. So I got off with my Shimano Vanford spinning setup, and I was throwing a top water rig that I use early in the morning just because I knew that those fish wanted it.
Switched over to the spinning reel, man. I'm gonna be throwing that top water rig that I made. I think Jacob's gonna throw a straight top water. If not, we don't catch anything, I'll switch back to a regular jig head. We're in Payton's Bay area, less than knee deep water, a little bit shallow here. There's a lot of bait fish working whenever we're rolling around. That's a nice red. It's about to take off, yeah. It's the grass, bro. Not bad.
Rookie mistake number like 5 or 6 for the day, man. Don't measure a fish like this to the side. Always put it up and down. On this one, it says that it was 19.5 inches. And then I walked over to the boat since it was right behind me. And guess what? It was at 21.25.
Oh, it's 21, bro. Yeah, he's 21. Oh shit! They stopped right here. I think it's a nice trout. Yeah, it's a keeper. Actually, keeper trout. Nice. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Nice trout skis. Boom, son. What you know about that? Beautiful South Texas trout. Look at that. Look at the colors on that bad boy. Sweet. Been about 5-10 minutes since that last trout. So that's the one that we've gotten. Still throwing this topwater rig that I made. You can go out and buy it. I think they have them at 7-Day Diction or Hook, Line, and Sinker, called the Wingman, and I believe it's called the 212 rig. You can go out and get it for like 14-15 bucks, or you can just make it yourself. I haven't used this rig in like over a year. I used to use it all the time from a boat. Pretty much like a popping cork is what it is. And you have your lure following it like a trailer. So this is your topwater, like a popping cork. Get yourself about 10 to 12 inches of a leader line, 1/8 ounce jig head, and your lure. So when you're popping it like this, that lure is working right behind it. So the fish are gonna hear the noise. They're gonna come in like a topwater, and instead of hitting the topwater, they're gonna hit that lure that's trailing behind it. They're gonna think that there's a fish chasing that little pink lure, which is like that little pink shrimp. That's the whole purpose of the setup. But I'm gonna keep throwing this around. The bite slows down, I'll probably switch over to a regular jig head action. But just keep fan casting it around to your right, to your left. Just make sure you don't cross over your buddy. I have a buddy right here and a buddy to my right, my left, so don't throw the lure right over top of them. Still keep it, you know, fan cast it. Just keep it within yourself, within your perimeter, so you don't jack up whatever they're working on. Oh, trout. It's a keeper. Keeper trout.
Throwing that topwater rig with the trailer.
Another trout. Another keeper trout. Keep throwing this rig around. I was about to switch over. They wanted it. I'm using 10-pound Power Pro. I have my drag a little bit looser than normal because it's a heavier setup. You got a top water, then you got a 1/8 ounce jig head right behind it, so you don't want to be horsing that fish in. That's why the drag's getting pulled a little bit. But the good thing about 10-pound Power Pro, look at that. Look how far you can cast that lure. You can really bomb cast it. Even if there's not much wind, you still get that extra casting distance. You just got to be careful, right? Because it's slower. I mean, it's a smaller diameter line as opposed to using something heavier. But the heavier the line, you might not get the same casting distance. FYI. Getting a little out of breath here, man. Been walking for a while. I need to hydrate. Let's give this topwater rig another 4 or 5 casts. If we don't get anything, we'll switch over to a regular setup because we haven't had any action on this bad boy in a while. I don't know, we're moving out of the fish or they're just changed their mind now because the sun's out. Give another 4 or 5 casts and we'll switch it up. It's smooth spots, guys. Bay Villain did work though. Bay Villain did work.